The anticipated presidential election is on hold for another 6 weeks. The government there wants to make sure there are enough soldiers to protect voters when they vote. But the delay may be far-reaching and have far-reaching consequences for candidates. Deji Badmus has this.
It was predicted to be the most expensive elections on record in the country. But with the 6-week postponement, Nigeria's 2015 general elections have now got even more expensive. The reason is simple. The postponement simply means more time for political campaigns. And if you think electioneering campaigns come cheap in Nigeria, then ask Chima Nnaji, who once ran but failed in his bid to become governor of his state.
If you are very serious, it's very expensive. Very, very expensive. Because, and in any case, it depends also on the position you are looking for, how wide the constituency is, how enlightened is the electorate in your constituency.
Going by the previous timeline of the elections, candidates running for various political positions should have been winding down on their campaigns, especially the rallies. But that is not going to happen anymore with the postponement. The rallies will surely continue. Fresh campaign materials will have to be printed, and the bill Raj has been fighting against corruption and pushing for openness in campaign financing. He says the shift in election date could breed more corruption.
None of the politicians spends their personal money on electoral process and election again. They plunge their hands into the coffer to retrieve money that are meant for projects and development to fund many of these campaigns. So it means for the next 6 weeks, the country and our treasury is in trouble.
Despite a law stipulating what politicians should spend while running for office, political parties spend far beyond what the law requires, and they are very secretive when it comes to accounting for their spendings. But beyond the costs to politicians, Lanre says the shifting of the election has cost others greatly.
The international communities and the observers would have to also bear such a huge cost, because you can imagine what it would cost to have already booked a flight, and then you need to go and rebook and cancel, and then the penalties that you need to pay for that. Quite a number of people would not even be able to make it again on the new date.
Even journalists and their media houses, especially the foreign ones, have had to bear some cost. Most of them were already in the country and were getting set for the coverage of the election when the postponement was announced. Most, if not all of them, would have to go back to their bases and return in 6 weeks. And that certainly would mean more expenses. Deji Badmus, CCTV, Lagos, Nigeria.